Hello, this is Denny Miller, co-owner and managing broker with Zenith Properties here in Vancouver, Washington. You may or may not know that in April of 2023, the Washington State Legislature passed and the governor signed a new bill which is now law regarding tenant security deposits. House Bill 1074 became effective July 23rd, 2023. It's important that you know any terms written in a current lease that do not comply with the new law are now null and void. The law imposes certain requirements to be included in all new leases and certain requirements for landlords to follow to retain any of a tenant's security deposit for damages at move out. Let's review what the law in the state of Washington said about security deposits and the process before the law was changed. It started with the tenant moving out and returning keys to the unit, which started the clock running. The landlord then had 21 days to give the tenant a statement of deposit accounting or a final accounting. No documentation specifying the charges or deductions from the statement of deposit accounting or the final accounting was legally required at that time. Landlords were not allowed to charge tenants for damages from normal wear and tear, however. The landlord could have either hand-delivered or deposited the statement in the U.S. mail to the tenant's last known address. The result would be that the tenant would receive a full or a partial refund of their security deposit, or they could possibly owe money if the security deposit wasn't large enough to cover the damages charged by the landlord on the statement. If the tenant owed money, then further legal action could be taken by the landlord, such as turning it over to collections or filing a small claim in court. So how did the law change in July? It changed the language regarding the damage that landlords were not allowed to charge tenants for from normal wear and tear to wear resulting from ordinary use of the premises. This language makes it very problematic for a landlord to charge a tenant's security deposit for damage to flooring, carpet cleaning, interior painting, or touch-up, professional cleaning, and so on, as it can be argued by the tenant that these items are wear resulting from ordinary use of the premises. This new language also includes damage, breakage, or malfunction due to age or deteriorated condition. This makes the case open as to whether a tenant's security deposit can be charged at move out for damage, breakage, or malfunction. This makes it critical for a landlord to be as detailed as possible in documenting the condition of a unit at move-in. Now, the best news for landlords is that the new law now allows 30 days instead of 21 days to provide a statement for the tenant's security deposit. The bad news is that the statement must now be a full and specific statement of the basis for retaining any of the deposit. It can no longer be a simple statement of deposit accounting or final accounting. This means the landlord must legally provide a specific reason and any and all documentation of why they retained any portion of the security deposit to the tenant and meet other requirements in the new law, which include the tenant's lease must be in writing. The tenant must be given a written checklist that specifically describes the property and the condition of the many items in the unit. The landlord must document the condition of all fixtures, equipment, flooring, walls, and furniture if provided. When the tenant moves out, the landlord must provide a full and specific statement of the basis for retaining any of the deposit, along with the documentation to back it up. The full and specific statement must include a detailed and itemized copy of the bill, invoice, or receipt. Providing an estimate rather than an invoice for completed work under the new law invites substantial risk. The landlord is not allowed to ask the tenant to pay more in the event the estimate is low, nor are they allowed to estimate high and refund the tenant later, as that violates the law, which does not allow landlords to withhold any of the deposit after 30 days. In conclusion, what are the best practices for a landlord to engage in to make sure they have the legal authority to retain a portion of the tenant's security deposit for damage caused by the tenant? Well, have a very well-written lease that details the tenant's responsibilities. Make sure the lease specifies the tenant's contractual obligations relating to damage to walls, flooring, carpet cleaning, professional cleaning, and so on. Complete a very detailed move-in condition report that documents the condition of the unit and all its fixtures, equipment, flooring, walls, appliances, everything. Document the condition of the unit with tons of pictures and/or a move-in video that is date stamped just prior to the tenant's move-in. Know the law, the deadlines, requirements, and documentation needed to withhold a portion of the tenant's security deposit. Or better yet, hire a professional property manager like Zenith Properties, who knows the law, has the very best lease agreement, and the processes in place to give landlords the right to hold tenants accountable for maintaining the condition of their residence or by paying fairly to restore the property to its condition at move-in by forfeiting a portion of their security deposit. Contact us by calling the number or clicking the link in the description for a no-obligation consultation on how Zenith Properties can make owning rental property and being a landlord in Washington State hassle-free and in compliance with the new law regarding tenant security deposits and all the other complex and ever-changing landlord-tenant laws here. Stay tuned for our next video on changes to eviction laws in Washington State. This is Denny Miller with Zenith Properties, wishing you the very best. Thank you.